All right, let's get right into it. School, university, figuring out your career, it can feel like a total battleground, right? But what if you could fight back with the discipline of an ancient samurai and the know-how of modern psychology? That's what this is all about. We're going to give you the tools to forge your own path and turn the daily grind of student life into a mission you can actually win.
You know, this really cuts right to the chase. There's no middle ground here, no mercy. It's a choice you have to make every single day. And that choice, it's the foundation for literally everything else. This is the core conflict. And today, we're arming you for that fight.
Because that's really what it is, isn't it? It's not some far-off war. It's a hidden, internal battle that you fight every single day, right there over your textbooks and your future plans.
And these are the enemies you're up against. And they're sneaky. They don't arrive with some big dramatic entrance. They creep in through tiny invisible defeats. That extra scroll on your phone, a moment of hesitation, that little voice whispering, I'll just do it tomorrow.
So how do you fight back? Well, we're going to look to the absolute masters of mental discipline, the samurai. We're going to dive into their foundational philosophy, something they perfected over centuries called Bushido.
For a samurai, this was a sacred truth. I mean, think about it. Before they ever learned to handle a sword, they had to train their mind. They knew deep down that focus and self-mastery had to come before any victory was possible.
And listen, this is the crucial part. You have to stop trying to be disciplined and start becoming a disciplined person. It's a total shift in your identity. The student who says, I am a disciplined student, well, they become a warrior of focus. It's who they are, not just something they do.
The samurai had a belief, win the morning, win the day. So here's how you can do it. First, the silent awakening. No phone, first thing. You begin your day with your own intention, not reacting to everyone else's. Then, the mission reminder. You got to know why you're studying. And finally, your armor rituals. These are simple, fixed actions like making your bed or a quick 5-minute stretch. They're small wins that tell your brain, hey, I'm in control, and they build this unstoppable momentum for the rest of the day.
Okay, so you've got that morning momentum going. Now, we can face one of our greatest enemies head-on. Let's look at the weapons we can use to absolutely demolish procrastination.
Now this is a game changer. Procrastination isn't some deep character flaw, it's not laziness, it's actually a defense mechanism. It's your brain trying to protect you from the discomfort or pain it thinks a difficult task will cause. And just understanding that, that's the first step to beating it.
Look at this. You have two paths you can take. On the left, that's the procrastinator's cycle from hell, right? You delay, which leads to guilt, which you then try to escape with distraction, which just causes more delay. But look at the right. That's the warrior's strike. The second you feel that hesitation, you just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you physically move. This simple trick literally interrupts your brain's bad habit loop, breaks that cycle, and creates instant momentum.
A samurai in battle? They had one shot, one clean strike, no do-overs. And that's the exact mindset we're going to bring to studying. We're talking about singular focus and decisive action. No multitasking, no half-hearted efforts.
Here's how it works, and it's simple. You pick one single task, just one, and you attack it with everything you've got for 50 minutes. Then, you step back, you recover for 10, and then you repeat the cycle. See, you don't wait until you feel ready. You strike first. Readiness comes from the action.
All right, let's zoom out a little bit, from the day-to-day tasks to the bigger picture. Because let's be real, the whole student journey is filled with uncertainty, especially during those big transitions. Psychologists have a name for this. They call it a liminal space. It's that super uncomfortable in-between state. You know, you're not quite who you were, but you're not yet who you're becoming. Our brains are hardwired to hate this feeling. We want to rush through it as fast as possible. But what if? What if we just stayed there for a little while?
This is such a powerful idea. Instead of seeing uncertainty as a weakness, what if we embraced it as a strength? By being able to just admit, you know what, I don't know. We give ourselves permission to ask questions, to really listen, and to truly learn. And that kind of humility, it's the perfect antidote to the fear of failure that so often drives our procrastination.
And speaking of uncomfortable growth, that brings us to our final big idea. We need to reframe failure. It's not the end. It's the very tool that makes you stronger.
Just let that sink in for a second. We're so trained to see failure as a giant stop sign. But what if it's actually a redirection, a humbling, powerful teacher that gives you a kind of clarity that success just never can?
I love this metaphor. Think of yourself like a piece of raw metal in a blacksmith's forge. Every single failure, every setback, that's a strike from the hammer. Yeah, it's painful. Of course it is. But it's also what's tempering your spirit, sharpening your skills, and shaping you from something raw into a seasoned warrior.
And that whole transformation process, that's what we call psychological resilience. It's not about never falling down. It's all about your ability to bounce back stronger, smarter, and more capable than you were before. Failure is the gym where you build resilience.
And hey, if you failed before, congratulations. Welcome to the club. You're in some pretty amazing company. The most successful people in history, they're all members. They understood that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a critical part of it. It's just proof that you dared to get in the arena and fight, instead of just watching from the sidelines. So here's the bottom line. Every small choice you make, every habit you build, every internal battle you win today, even the friends you choose to keep, all of it echoes. It all ripples out into your future. You are forging your own destiny, right now, with every single action you take.
So, the path of the modern warrior is laid out right in front of you. You have the tools. But that future you want, it's not just going to happen. It has to be built. It has to be forged in discipline and resilience. So the only real question left is, are you ready?